On One
with Richard Dean, Brandy Scott and Tom Urquhart
on the UAE's #1 talk radio station.
Right, let's turn our attention to content creation and the content landscape here in the UAE. Why a group of three well-known industry veterans have joined forces to launch a brand new venture called Rise Studios, a company that will invest in regional production houses and local talent with the aim to create world-class productions. One of those well-known industry leaders joins us live in the studio. The CEO of Rise Studios is Amanda Turnbull. Amanda, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
So, who is Rise and why now?
So, Rise is the group that we've just put together. It's founded by myself, Imad Marcos, and Amel Farag. We all have a background in the pay TV business. We're all, as you nicely describe us, media veterans. And we see a huge opportunity here in the region right now because there is such a demand for content. So what you're seeing is a real renaissance, not only in the movie theatre business, so people like Vox and Movie investing and building more screens across the GCC, but also all the streaming services piling into the region, because this is a very interesting region now for people. As you know, Wall Street is measuring these companies based on how many subscribers they can acquire. So the Middle East is an interesting region now. You've got a combination of homegrown platforms here. So, of course, Shahid being the really dominant one, but also OSN+, Todd, Jowie, and so on. And then also you have the global streamers. So you've got Netflix here already, very established. Amazon Prime also now gearing up. And then, of course, you've just had the launch of Disney+, and there will be more to follow. So what's interesting is that everybody needs content. And what we see is that in this region, you've had, traditionally, if you step back a little bit, you've had a market which has been driven by free-to-air. So driven by linear channels, which are driven by advertising. And that is a slightly different thing from creating content, premium content that is going to hold and acquire subscribers. It's a slightly different game now. So the content that you need on a platform which will both acquire and then retain your subscribers is different. And it's that premium quality that we're really going for.
We have immersed ourselves in all things data, call it what you will at the moment throughout the week. It's been GITEX, of course, and we have been bombarded with the phrase, data is the new oil.
Yeah.
Does data matter when it comes to content creation these days?
Well, we think it does, because it's all about trying to de-risk the commissioning process,
right,
and give people a bit more confidence that they're commissioning the right thing. But traditionally in this market, data has been, really difficult. So it used to be the case that you were looking at just viewing metrics and how many people. Now you need to think about, what is the stickiness of that content? So we have developed with a Singapore-based company called Vind a way of mapping content strength. So we look at open source and closed source APIs. We cross-check that with metadatabases, so IMDb, TMDB, El Cinema, and so on. So that we can then really work with our platform partners to understand their business objectives and then create for them content that answers those challenges. And I think in addition to the data, that's the other benefit that we have, I guess, as a company, is that we've been on that side of the business. So what we're trying to do is acquire a group of companies who are experts at creating content in this premium space, but they have specialties. And then we combine that with our knowledge of what the business challenges and opportunities for these platforms are.
Let's talk content if we can. We had a new drop yesterday, a brand new trailer. In fact, Brandy, I think you've got a clip of the brand new Dubai Bling.
It's sponsored and I get paid for it. It's my work.
Are you jealous? Have some respect.
Okay. Hey, my buddy.
You think you've seen it all? Trust me.
الحفل ما راح ينتهي لسه.
Habibi, welcome to
Dubai.
Lots of chat around Dubai Bling, but that's locally produced, is that right?
It absolutely is, yeah, and that's what's really exciting. So it's produced by one of our partner companies, Different Productions. They are a real specialist in that docuseries factual reality space, and this is a huge trend globally, and it's something that the streamers are picking up here as well. So yeah, it's it's not to everyone's taste, but it's a great quality product, and I think that it's launching on Netflix, I think 27th of October. So, you know, that will definitely be talked about, and it's that talkability that drives the stickiness and then the acquisition of your subscribers.
So if we got to this point now, because again, you know, we've all been here for a while in this landscape, and it used to be that creating content for the region, but are we now creating content from the region for the rest of the world?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, what we're doing with our studio group is that we're bringing these specialists together, and what we're doing with the investment is to give them a bit more time to forward plan and to look at the content. So, you know, to really develop the scripts, the story arcs, the characterization. The content obviously has to work for this region, but if it has a universality and a relevance and a great storyline, then yes, of course, we're hoping that over time it will travel. And that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for these breakout hits. When you look at the success of regions like Korea or Latin America, you know, they have content that travels the world, and we would obviously like to get to that point. But it's going to take a while. But we think that our model gives our producing partners time at the front end of the productions, and that's really critical because traditionally the time from script to screen in this region has always been super fast. And again, to my earlier point, driven by the free-to-air market and the advertising. So, you know, you didn't usually commission the show until you knew you had the ads for it and the revenue to cover it. We need now to be more thoughtful with more forward planning about, you know, what these stories are going to be, what the characterizations are, what the story arc is, and then hopefully get content that will really resonate with audiences locally, but also the opportunity to travel.
How long I've got? 30 seconds. Does regional talent get... Does it get the regard that it deserves at the moment, or is that something that you're trying to change?
Well, this is something that all of us in the industry are trying to change. I mean, it's not just about Rise, but it's one of our ambitions. We think there is great stories and great storytellers in this region, and by supporting them and championing their talent in the way that we're going to, we hope that they will get to take their rightful place.
Look forward to following the story. Big thank you to you for joining us live here in studio. Our thanks to Amanda Turnbull, the CEO of the brand new Rise Studios, looking to make a change for local talent and local content creation right here in the region.
Take Dubai Eye 103.8 with you anywhere.
Find us on the free ARN Play app. Download it now.